I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack-a-ma-gob, it's time for the only news that matters. And singer-songwriter Marianne Faithfull, one of the most popular female artists of the British invasion, has died at the age of 78. A statement said, "It is with deep sadness that we announce the death of the singer, songwriter, and actress Marianne Faithfull," the BBC said. It said, Marianne passed away peacefully in London today, in the company of her loving family. She will be deeply missed. Born in 1946 in Hampstead, London, Faithfull's father was a British intelligence officer who led him to meet Faithfull's mother abroad, who had been born in Budapest and worked for a time as a ballet dancer. And Faithfull's parents divorced when she was 6, and she spent most of her childhood living with her mother. She began her singing career in 1964, landing folk music gigs in local coffee houses and engaging with the blossoming musical scene. That same year, she attended a Rolling Stones launch party where she met the band's then manager, Andrew Long Oldham, who decided to give the young singer a shot in the studio. Faithfull's first ever recording, a cover of Mick Jagger and Keith Richards' "As Tears Go By," became an instant hit, reaching number 9 in the UK singles chart. The Stones would release their own version a year later. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, and Metallica are among the rock stars paying tribute to Marianne Faithfull. And Mick Jagger says, "I am saddened to hear the death of Marianne Faithfull. She was so much a part of my life for so long. She was a wonderful friend, a beautiful singer, and a great actress. She will always be remembered." Mick Jagger and Faithfull were a romantic couple for the second half of the 60s. She co-wrote Sister Morphine and is credited with influencing or inspiring Rolling Stone songs such as "Wild Horses," "I Got the Blues," "You Can't Always Get What You Want." Keith Richards and Ron Wood also penned tributes to Marianne Faithfull, and the band shared their version of "As Tears Go By" as a tribute to her. And Metallica's drummer Lars Ulrich also paid tribute, thanking Faithfull for her contribution to the band's 1997 single, "The Memory Remains." "Thank you, Marianne," says Lars, "for the good times, for your kindness, for the great stories, for your fearlessness. And the biggest thank you and fuck yeah for your incredible and unique contribution to our music, and for always being so willing to join us in performing it and partake in the ensuing shenanigans." Yeah, that's wild stuff, man. When Metallica met Marianne, it had a ring to it, they said, but it was still a case of strange bedfellows with the thrash kings. They're not thrash kings at this point. You kidding me? With Marianne Faithfull for the song "The Memory Remains," the lead single off Metallica's 1997 album Reload. They were worlds apart, literally, and the quartet had no ideas such an eyebrow-raising collaboration laid ahead when they began working on the track with producer Bob Rock. "Memory Remains" was a song we goofed on for a while, said James Hetfield, who co-wrote the dark grinding track with co-founder drummer Lars Ulrich. Told the writers, "When Reload was released, I didn't really have any lyrics. And the melody part, the la 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 bit, that's what I was singing. And, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Randy Staub, our engineer, said, you know what? It sounds pretty cool where there's no lyrics there. I'm sure you have a vision of writing lyrics for that part one day, but the la la bit sounds pretty cool. I kind of thought about it for a while, and Hetfield came to agree with Staub that he didn't feel he was necessarily the one to sing that part. He said the song was evolving into this Sunset Boulevard kind of character, kind of a lost soul trying to remember this melody with me singing. It just didn't take it as far as we wanted. I heard an older woman's voice in there, kind of this Sunset Boulevard thing. And then Bob suggested Marianne Faithfull, and I wasn't too familiar with her work at all. And he gave me this 20th Century Blues 1996 Faithfull Live album. It had this real barroom vibe. You can just really feel the vibe on there, and her voice was exactly what we needed there. It was weathered in a cool way. You can just smell cigarettes coming off the CD. So we were like, we got to find her. We got to get her to do it. One of those challenges, and you know, it's a challenge that they won. It was Ulrich who wound up speaking with Marianne Faithfull, then 50 years old, on the phone. The drummer got a good vibe from it. According to Hetfield and the band arranged to meet Faithfull in Ireland during Metallica's summer tour in Europe. You know, we just, with 2-inch tapes underhand, we went over to Dublin on the way to Germany and stopped by a studio there, and she showed up and we got a vibe from each other. She went out there and she sang that part, and so be it. You know, she's quite a character. I love that. She could sit and tell stories for days, but she's a very, very elegant and pleasant woman. Very been there, done that. You could have learned a lot from that. Hetfield admitted the band did fish for a few stories from Faithfull's days with the Rolling Stones, whose manager, Andrew Long Oldham, discovered her in 1964 and helped kick off her career. And she also had a highly publicized romance with Mick Jagger. And, you know, she volunteered a few stories. I'm sure she tried to get crap out of her, but I didn't know too much about the old Stones days, and I wasn't going to get much satisfaction out of, you know, any dirt. Besides the studio sessions, Faithfull also appeared in the music video for The Memory Remains and performed the song with Metallica during the 1997 appearance on Saturday Night Live. The single reached number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 3 in the mainstream rock charts. One of Reload's top 310 singles on the latter. The Unlikely Partnership reprised the collaboration in December of 2011, where Faithfull joined Metallica on stage at the Fillmore in San Francisco for the 30th anniversary extravaganza. All right, there you go. You know, I didn't know Marianne Faithfull. I really didn't. I mean, I knew of her, and I gotta say, you know, I know a lot of people in the metal world like me are not fans of Memory Remains. Let me tell you, man, I'm not a fan of Reload. I don't like that album at all, except for Memory Remains. I think that song is freaking awesome. Especially Marianne Faithfull, that la 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 la. You can tell there's fucking oceans of cigarettes that went through that voice, you know? And it's so creepy, and I like that sound that's going on, that little high-pitched noise going around in there. It's like a genius song, and on a crappy album, in my opinion. And So yeah, before I did this music news stuff, I looked up some of her songs, and yeah, it's not really my thing, you know, the folk music stuff. But you know, it's before my time. If I was raised back then, I would love it like I love Point of Entry by Judas Priest today, because I was raised by it. You know, very hated, but I love that album, and I love this very hated Metallica song, Memory Remains. I would say it's the best song they did after after Blackened. It's my favorite Metallica song. And then, you know, a lot of Hardwired stuff I like, if not more, but still, Memory Remains is awesome. And my condolences to all her family, friends, Mick Jagger, the Metallica guys, Keith Richards, you know. May she rest in peace. And I played Memory Remains before I started recording this, and I'm going to play it again now because I love it so much. What do you all think? You love it? You hate it? Do you know more of Marianne Faithfull's music? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and ring that little notification bell, and like the video because that's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a cob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.